The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on another episode of Bucklebomb After Elite. I am your host, Sarah. With me tonight, we got Orlando, Gary, and Seven. How is everybody tonight?
Pretty damn good.
Wonderful. I just feel like that we just need to just embrace the greatness is back. Kenny, by God, Omega is back, y'all. I mean, we'll get into that today.
Good segue, Orlando.
Yes.
I mean, I if you could pick better tag teams, but that I did rest. So.
The shade of it all.
Okay. Not everybody can have good taste, and that's Orlando on our team.
Mm-hmm.
We forgive you, Orlando. We forgive you.
Yes, of course.
Dilly.
Move on, please.
Let's get into a little bit of Dynamite. Start off the show with Punk coming out, acting very heelish. Crowd not being happy with him, challenging Hangman Adverse, who I guess it appears wasn't there tonight, or at least not for the Dynamite portion. Maybe we'll see him make an appearance in Rampage. Then we see him call out Moxley. Moxley comes out, and they start getting into a brawl.
What a brawl did we get? Brawl.
I mean, but let's just say that CM Punk was stating some facts. I mean, he brought in some shade. I mean, it's just like you had to clutch, Moxley fans had to clutch their pearls, be like, oh, like he went there. I mean, and actually, if you think about it, they're kind of true,
I don't know about all of that, but yes, the shade was real. Like, I was laying out trying to get some sun, get some little bit of tan going, and that shade just ruined that for me.
I was trying to find my fan just to fan myself. I was like, oh.
But Mox, I did the same thing with Mox's flashbacks or comebacks too. I was like, oh.
Somebody said it about him, about him coming back for money.
That's where I lost it. I'm like, that is so true, though. In some degree,
I was like, bravo, that's beautiful. That's how you build a championship match.
And we're not even. Oh well, we'll get into that later.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, because I got my bold prediction on that, of course. But yeah, so I really like the opener too. I mean, I do agree with Orlando. This is how you really build a damn good title match, for sure. I mean, I think this was good for CM Punk going away, and I know, I know the injury was just very unfortunate, and maybe that was a little bit of a wake-up call because he didn't want to stage dive. I'm sure you guys saw that or whatever it was that he normally does. No. He didn't want to do it this time.
No.
But yeah, these two going back and forth, it was perfect. I like the jabs to one another, and yeah, it's going to be a damn good title match for sure.
But you have to give it for Punk. He actually gave a rub to Wheeler Yuta when he said, to Moxley, you're just the third best of your regular team. You're used to that. And then he was giving a rub to Seth and Roman from WWE. Mm-hmm. And of course, then he brings up John Cena because it's not going to be the first time I take a title from somebody named John. I was like, damn. I just love this. I was just and then when he said first about Hangman to come out, I was like, that's a weird little segue. And then he gave us this promo. I was like, oh, okay.
So I think Punk was just trying to put over the hometown guy. I feel maybe. I mean, I was surprised we didn't even see Adam Page on this show at all. Very, very surprising. Which,
yeah,
they have what's next for Adam, so it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll
Weird.
See. I mean, Silver just posted a picture he's busy and he was eating and catering. So
eating with Seven. There you go.
Probably
chit chatting. Maybe have some coffee.
Yeah. Sir, what say you? You didn't say anything.
I was just enjoying everything you guys were saying. Yeah, I mean, the fire promo. I mean, if we didn't know for sure these guys were friends in real life, we'd be like, oh, these guys really hate each other. They're just out here dropping bombs.
Yeah.
But you can feel there. I mean, it's still, even though they're friends, there's still feel like there's a little bit of heat on that promo. So either A, really good acting, or maybe they're not as good of friends.
I mean, I think they were just really hyping for the match. I mean, me personally, I mean, I'm pretty sure they have a really good friendship in real life. I mean, because after all, CM Punk is the one that thought of the Shield, if you think about it. So, and I think Moxley thanks him to this day for that, because obviously Mox wouldn't be big as he is. It's how Punk introduced to Vince. Say, hey, you need to go to these guys. And obviously Moxley being a part of that. So.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if they have heat in real life or not. Like, I'm just going to enjoy the show aspect of it and just enjoy, like, the story that they're telling. Like, I'm just going to be like, okay, this is what they're doing. It's badass. Let's go for it.
Very good storytelling, that's for sure.
Right.
Next up, what I thought was going to be the main event, the 2 out of 3 Falls match, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson against the Dragon Slayer, Daniel Garcia.
Yeah, I was surprised that this was the first match out of the gate. I was just like, okay, so that means we know somebody was returning in the main events. So I have to say, like, this match was very physical, very technical. I loved it. I mean, the beginning parts of it was kind of like them filling each other out, my opinion, Maybe it was just like they were trying to see what direction they'll go. But towards the end, I think they really found a groove, and then,
So you guys are surprised that it wasn't the main event, which I also agree with. But I'm surprised that a match of that caliber and the match that they put on was definitely a pay-per-view worthy match. Like, it was fantastic, like, from start to I mean, I agree with you, Orlando. It seemed a little bit off for a little bit. I don't know if one of them got dazed a little bit. Who knows? But like, within minutes, they got it together and, gave us a hell of a match. Again, Bryan Danielson continues to give us amazing 5-star matches, proving that, to me, he's still proving that he's still not only one of the best wrestlers in wrestling right now, but probably will be for a very, very long time, even after he retires.
Oh, of course.
I think when we're talking 10 years from now, and we go back, to, one of the big old topics, your Mount Rushmore greatest of all time wrestlers, I don't see how Bryan Danielson gets left off.
Absolutely agree.
Very much agree myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, this match was amazing bell to bell. I mean, like, this is why it's such a gift when you're facing, hands down, one of the greats, future Hall of Famer. This is why I like Bryan. Has so much respect for Danielson, because he's trying his best to put over a future talent in Daniel Garcia. I mean, he did a couple weeks ago, and he did it again this week, and then we saw the cliffhanger segment, and I'm sure everybody is got to be very interested to see what's going to happen next. I mean, now I got a question for you guys. Do you think now Yuta was the best decision, or do you think it should have been Garcia? Because that was a very interesting.
No, because they're both two different aspects. Because Yuta, nobody knew about, and everybody was saying Garcia was the future. Whereas Yuta proved that he should be in the conversation. Whereas Garcia was just like, he's legitimate.
So I feel a little torn on how to answer this, because if we're just talking about it from like an observer aspect, my answer is a little bit different than what it is from there. What I think is happening is this is a storyline. I think that it's Yuta getting, or how Yuta got involved, with the team. Garcia is going to join the team. betray them, and then blah blah blah. I think that's where the story is going for. As far as like who deserves it more, I mean, it's a storyline that to me that's kind of like they both deserve it because they're both great wrestlers, kind of thing. I don't know.
But I mean, to me, it's just like nobody really saw that in Yuta. Like they put him with best friends, but he didn't really get a reaction. But until he faced Bryan Danielson, and then he faced Jon Moxley like several times, and then that's where people paid attention to him. Like Daniel Garcia, everybody started talking to him ever since he was starting in the Indies when he debuted in AEW. So, like for me, it benefited more for Yuta than Garcia, but because of the fact that Garcia is a true, legitimate, like technical wrestler, it was like a lot of the fans felt like betrayed because he went with Jericho doing this whole sports entertainment stuff. So I mean that's how I see it. So I mean hopefully we'll see what
the only thing that I'm gonna kind of counter is that everybody in the independents knew who Yuta was. Yuta had a huge cult following. He was the IWTV, like he was appearing everywhere, New Japan, everywhere. So one of the reasons that the fans had such a reaction to Yuta when he was finally like being able to appear, given the chance to appear more, is because he had that following. So yes, I mean I agree 100% with you that yes, it did help him get more exposure to the fans who aren't indie fans. But a lot of his momentum was because he was such a big hit in the indies. And same with Garcia. Garcia and him were both on the same track, the same train. Mm-hmm. So, and they literally were working the same territories. So, I mean, I would love to see actually them all join. And
well, it's a possibility. I mean, because I don't know what's going on with Bryan. Is he part of BCC still? Because, he's kind of like the middleman, like what's going on with that. Maybe, Garcia could be involved in that discussion, or they just continue to grow. And I do agree with Orlando as well. I was fortunate to be there for the Moxley and Yuta match in Boston. And everybody in that arena was just glued just on Yuta. I mean, you guys heard it. I mean, that match was just out of this world on Rampage, and people wanted Yuta more than Moxley that night. So I do agree with you guys.
So ever since we started Bucklebomb, we always had the inside joke. Whenever there was more than two of us doing a show, one of us always has that different opinion. There's always one. Well, this time it's me. I'm not really sold on Garcia. Okay. I mean, I see he's got talent. He's not my cup of tea, I guess you could say. But I do believe he turns on Jericho. I believe he joins Blackpool Combat Club. But I see Claudio and Yuta breaking off from AEW and being more Ring of Honor involved once they pick up more steam.
Well, of course.
Okay, I could see that.
I think we have Garcia basically replacing the aspect of the future young talent side of Blackpool Combat Club once that happens.
That would make sense, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, look, this is very beneficial for both of them because, like, they're getting time and stuff. So I'm happy for both of them, so.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So,
but what would it take?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. What would it take for you to be a Garcia fan?
For Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Time, maybe.
Time, yeah.
Time.
Was it because he joined Jericho? Was it because he joined Jericho, or was it just like his character?
No, even beforehand, I wasn't really sold on him. Like I can see he's got talent.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it's just one of those. There's just something about him I haven't really been sold on yet.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
I mean, a lot of people. I think there will be some people in the same boat as you that don't feel about Daniel Garcia. Also with Yuta as well. So I mean, so I think it'll probably just take some time. So they're brand new. So it's just remember, like, look how long it took Darby Allin to really get over. It took him like over a year to really get over. So.
I mean, I kind of feel the same about Matt Menard, Jeff Parker too. I see they have talent, but I'm just not completely sold on them yet either.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I do agree. Oh, sorry, Orlando. I do agree with that because it's kind of like how I feel with one specific wrestler in general. Like, I don't see the hype in Karrion Kross like a lot of people do. Because it's just I have to feel him out. It's literally when he was in NXT, I even then was like, yeah, I don't see the hype. I don't.
I think with
Into
Kross,
the AEW world, go ahead.
I think with Kross, it was more of just he had that killer look.
Yeah.
The killer attack look.
And also,
now that he's here, it's.
Yeah, no, and also like Triple H was building him so that Vince would be like, "Look, I'm giving you like an average, like big looking dude. Take him, please. Take him and his wife." But Vince didn't even know what to do with him. So now he's back. I think Triple H will now know what he could do with him or what he wanted to do with him before Vince got wanted him like his way or something like that. So
yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, like right now it's just like he's just returned. Okay, good. Let's just see what happens in this new regime. So,
good way of putting it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I just love the fact that the fans were chanting "You are a wrestler" to him. I just love that.
Yeah.
I just like it puts a smile on my face. Yes, he is a wrestler. I think like we're getting into the days. I think like this whole sports entertainment's about to kind of go away. It just needs more months for that to go away.
So as we're going through Dynamite, I know I didn't write down all the promos, but I believe this is where we saw after this match when we saw Swerve in Our Glory and Private Party's promo. I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it was Hobbs' promo. He explained why he attacked Ricky, which is a good explanation. Like he's saying like he lost and he always has to pick up the pieces, things like that. So he didn't want to do that anymore. So that's a good way to continue on their feud. So
agree. Then we had Moxley, who did come back out to the ring, called out CM Punk again, and we get more of a brawl. Setting up for something else on the show, which we'll get to at that point.
Yeah. But they wanted to fight now, and I was just like, let them fight, damn it.
But there's money to be made if they hold up to the pay-per-view, as JR said.
Absolutely.
Get a ratings bump. Come on now. They need that 1 million views. Come on.
Orlando's not wrong.
Come on now. Impress the Warner Brothers execs. Come on now. So that way they can give you that streaming deal. Damn it. Or another TV deal.
It's like I said in the chat, though. I think they did it really smart how they booked the show tonight because, I do admit, I mean, in predictions, though, I actually did say Danielson and Garcia would be the first match because clearly we already know who was going to return and they were building that to the viewer like, okay, I really want to stay glued. I don't want to miss it, So they did really good booking decisions on this card.
Mm-hmm.
So next
Except
up
one match. Go ahead, sir.
So next up, we had the Jericho Appreciation Society doing a promo backstage. Jericho basically telling Garcia he better make up his mind and think about what he's doing. Ricky Steamboat comes along, who, by the way, gets timekeeper for the 2 out of 3 falls match because, going with the dragon theme.
How old is he? He looks good for his age. Like, damn.
He's right there with Flair, I want to say, late 60s, early 70s.
Yeah, I mean, like,
wow.
The man, like, he looks like he can have, like, one more run, but, let's
for real, dude, for real. He looks good, yeah.
Listen, when he had that match with Jericho back in 2009, I was just like, damn, like, he could still move. Like, it was just like, it gave him rejuvenation, and, like, the fans were backing him in that. So, I mean, I think he's probably retired.
But like he said, when they tried to get him to do the match with Flair, he didn't want to do one more match and tarnish his legacy.
Right, pretty much. That's understandable.
But yeah, we see Jeff Parker get in Steamboat's face and get punched out by Steamboat, which was hilarious.
Of course. Of course.
Now I
think this
believe was the tag team championship match promo, Private Party and Swerve in Our Glory, just basically trading little jabs here and there, trying to hype up the match for Friday night.
One of them didn't forget about being taken out by Keith Lee. That big old flip that he did.
I'm excited for it. Like, I think it'll be a good match.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
It's going to be a fun match, And I'm just loving the fact that they're working their way up. I feel like they're working their way up to the Acclaim. But we'll get to that segment. But, I mean, to me, I think that's where going to be the money pay-per-view match is.
So next up was the Varsity Blondes and Gun Club squash match, because I went into the kitchen to get a drink, and the match was pretty and I'm like,
yeah. I'm just, is this like the quickest match ever? I think this is like no, I think that was Kenny and Sunny. I think that was the fastest match in AEW history. Because that was almost like 8 to 10 seconds. This was like at least 15. At least. I'm thinking.
Both I researched that. I don't think.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to be sarcastic and be like, no, I don't think Steve-O's the timekeeper. Okay, it's Orlando. Okay. He's the timekeeper.
No, but I mean, it's like it was like 15 seconds. I was like, the fuck? I looked down at my phone and then I see like the pin. I was like, wait, that's it?
I mean, I know it was going to be probably like a 5-minute match,
least, but no. Orlando.
Oh, go ahead.
The quickest match in AEW history took place February 17th of 2021. It was on AEW Dark. It was Ricky Starks defeating Casey Navarro in 5 seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
Ouch. Casey Navarro is a damn good independent wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He was on Impact for a while, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is true.
But the importance of this wasn't the actual squash match. We see Billy Gunn come in after the match, give a little, hey, I'm proud of you. This is what I'm talking about. We see not his AEW name's Stokely.
Stokely. Yeah, it's Stokely.
Stokely comes out, and then Gun Club turns on Billy.
I'm just wondering, what is he doing? Is he building like a big old empire of different wrestlers, like men, women? Like, what's going on here?
I was kind of confused by it too, Orlando. I was messaging another group chat, like I didn't understand it a little bit. What was the reason of the Billy turn a few weeks ago? Something tells me something's gonna happen now. I don't think Stokely is gonna recruit them. Why do I think TK is gonna try to make Road Dogg happy, and then we're gonna see literally Road Dogg and Billy Gunn in the same.
After what Road Dogg has been saying about AEW Dynamite, I don't know.
Sometimes TK needs to make them quiet. Just make an appearance like Bischoff. Okay, there you go. And do your thing. There you go. Have it a day.
I mean, we'll see if he got we'll see if he got the job in Impact, because I heard that he would there was pictures and videos of him in Impact. So he was doing backstage producing. So.
Me personally, I don't want to see Road Dogg in AEW anyway. I mean, honestly. If he goes back to NXT, I'm happy for him either way. If he goes to Impact, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you know what it is? Maybe Stokely was just like, I just want to work with everybody, because he was pigeonholed in NXT.
This is true.
So I mean, he was just maybe just give him that idea. It's I'll just give me just everybody. I'll try to make it work.
He does make it work.
I wouldn't mind seeing Road Dogg in AEW if it was his final match. Give me New Age Outlaws versus FTR. Road Dogg's last match.
Interesting. Okay.
Seven, you haven't said anything. What say you?
I don't need to see it at all.
I mean, I won't be upset if it never happens, but if Road Dogg gets one last match.
The only reason I'm not saying stuff is because I don't know if it's confirmed, but if I remember, Road Dogg has said not so friendly stuff towards
Mm-hmm.
Who aren't.
He shaded the production, and he's like, "Give me a job. Let me help you out with it." I'm just like, how do you do that? Like, how do you try to get yourself a job like that? Like,
if I remember correctly,
I'm not even
that's when he
talking
didn't know what he
wrestling.
was
I'm
doing.
talking about.
oh, you're
I'm
talking
not
about
even
someone
talking
else.
wrestling. Yeah,
Oh,
like
you're
I'm
talking about
talking
somebody
about
else.
like certain. Yeah.
Okay, never
So I
mind.
don't know if it's confirmed or not. So I'm just
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, let's not. Okay. Let's move along to the part where the Acclaim save
Yes.
Daddy-O.
Daddy ass.
That was fun. That was fun. I like that though.
They were like ass boys were being like little brats because like I mean, but you know what? It fits their character though. That's what I like. At least it fits their character because they look like they're brats. So
I mean, with Caster's very outspoken, aggressive raps, I mean, it could be. But aside from that, though, I think we all can agree we would love to see the Acclaimed tag champions very soon. I mean, I will be honest. A few months ago, I was over the fence with Caster because of his controversial stuff that he was saying with his raps. But man, I've really grown on him a lot lately. Bowens, you guys got to be Bowens, hands down, one of the sweetest guys ever. But yeah, man, just I would love to see the Acclaimed champions before the end of the year or early next year. They're so over. It's ridiculous.
I think I could see them at least by the end of this year.
Mm-hmm. If not, maybe trios champions with Billy. Maybe unless they pick up somebody else.
No, I don't think it will be Billy because I think he'll go back to his kids. I think this is like just I don't know, like it doesn't. It to me is just like it's funny, but it just for me it just doesn't fit with them too much. I think somebody else will. We'll see.
So I'm probably gonna have to check out early, but I do want to say something on that. I think that Billy may be retiring soon, just on the fact that the way that he right before the big betrayal, he was really telling them like how proud he is and of them, et cetera, et cetera. Like, and that was legit. Like there was no mic, there was no no reason. So that he was communicating with them about something. Maybe he was just selling to the crowd. I obviously don't know I don't know what they're doing, but it seemed to me like maybe he's getting ready to be like, hey, this is your time, guys. This is I'm no longer going to be the he'll always be there, but like as your manager on screen, maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
We will see.
I think, and he'll probably be beneficial working backstage, helping out the younger talent. So, I mean, he worked at the PC for WWE, so I mean, he could work well there and the Nightmare Factory. So,
Speaking of the Nightmare Factory, they did just build a newer, upgraded version of the Nightmare Factory, which just opened up as well. So Cody and QT still running the Nightmare Factory together.
I gotta see QT if he's around this area, my area. He's doing a lot of like the indie shows around here. I just want to see how he works with some of the indie talents.
Orlando, I would really, I mean, yeah, I would definitely try to reach out anyway. Because I mean, when I was interviewing Karma Dean, obviously she was part of the Nightmare Factory, and she wholeheartedly recommends, QT Marshall for like any training because he's the most greatest guy that you could possibly get and help with for your career. So, yeah, and obviously Karma Dean's in Florida, so never say never, man. It would be cool.
So I need my schedule to be better because they do the shows on Saturdays and they have me working Saturdays. So I gotta find like a either like get my schedule right so that way I can go to some of these indie shows. There's one they just created one for Boca, like BCW it's called. Like they have Fandango, they have like a lot of former WWE stars. So I want to check that out.
It's funny you mention bring him up because I just learned of a new promotion that I don't know if it's new, but newer to me. it's about like an hour and a half away. It runs usually. It's ICW, I believe it is. Fandango is their champion right now.
What does it stand for? Because there's a couple ICWs.
Let me look that up.
Is it Intense Championship Wrestling? Insane Championship Wrestling?
Yeah. There was there's a lot of ICWs. There wasn't there one in England too? Wasn't there one ICW?
Yeah, a big one. Insanity.
It's Immortal
Championship
Wrestling.
Immortal. Oh. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, Queen. Sound off with that name.
I'm happy that there is some. Oh,
Max Caster and Gangrel have been doing some stuff with them as well too lately.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Folks, please support your local indie shows. They grow. They help the younger talents and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Orlando, I just thought of something. So I interviewed this gentleman last summer on my page. His name is Alex Red. He's actually, I think he's somewhat of a writer / producer right now for Impact. He runs Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but they are based in Florida.
Yeah, no, the ones that come down here is either CCW, Coastal Championship Wrestling, and the new one that I just talked about, the BCW. I don't know about if there was another one, but I wouldn't be surprised.
That's pretty cool, man. I'm actually planning to go to this one wrestling show. It's going to be at the Mall of America here in Minnesota. I think it's September 4th. So I'm sure you guys seen the advertisement for that.
Not really.
No, I haven't.
No?
They don't really like the local shows. They don't advertise those. Like it has to be like locally. Like I don't think I even see their commercial for my local ones.
All right, guys, I have to go. Thank you. I'll be talking to you guys soon.
Yes.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, so moving on, the 100th promo of the night, we see Jungle Boy coming out, basically calling out Christian Cage for a match all out, which he turns down, and chaos ensues.
Of course. Jungle Boy suckered in and then he attacked. Like Jungle Boy went all crazy. I just love I like this crowd tonight. The crowd was really invested with everything, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I love about a wrestling show when they're invested, you know, like not other other places. Like I don't know if they need to put some sporadic people around to help boost up the crowd. I don't know, but
I don't know, man. I mean, AEW fans are very, very vocal for sure. I mean,
in certain places, there have been some nights that they go to very quiet. You know?
I won't disagree with that. That is true. It's
depending on the city, though. Depending on the city, sometimes. Like I think it's like in the Midwest. I don't know what it is about the Midwest that is just like they don't react.
Shh, don't be correct because that is correct, Orlando. You know what's funny, guys? I will say this though. So there was a gentleman that met Jungle Boy, and there's a reason why I'm bringing this up. So he wanted to get a picture with Jungle Boy, and the guy said, "Oh, I really like this new side of you," and he's like, "Well, I don't think TBS does," and which makes perfect sense because remember he came out tonight and said, "I can't wear the shirt because they don't want me to." So I don't think Mr. Perry was joking on that little poke at TBS.
You know what's unfortunate is because he's the son of a famous father. Like his dad was very famous in 90210. Like he didn't really do a lot of like raunchy stuff. Like he did he was very much a lover boy. So I don't know if they wanted him to do that type of lover boy-esque type of thing. So I think maybe it's that. But it's just like, he's not his dad, though, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I know that's aggressive for sure, but I don't think he would agree to it if, I mean, sometimes you have to, I mean, I know there's things that they do that can be a little controversial, and this is one of them for sure. But if he agrees to it, well, full steam ahead, I guess.
We'll see. I mean, like, he's kind of almost going against it. That's why he was, like, kind of... And, like, it was weird that he was looking somewhere. I don't know what he was looking at, though. Like he looked somewhere, and then he says, like, challenging you to all out. I'm like, okay.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, no, yeah. Like if you rewatch his promo, like he was talking, and then all of a sudden he just looks away, like up in the crowd, and everybody's and then all of a sudden he's like, "I want to challenge you to All Out." I was like, that was very odd.
Maybe I had to remember what the name of the pay-per-view was. Just kind of spacing out there.
Could be.
I mean, this is his first, like, Christian did say, I mean, he shade him on that, but like, it's the first time people are actually listening to his voice, So,
Yeah.
I
mean, that is true, and I do like this new side of him, though. It's sometimes you need a character change. I mean, yeah, he still will be Tarzan boy, but technically he's Tarzan, man. Like,
yeah.
Wow.
He's got to be a man.
Nuts.
He's got to be a man. I mean, come on now. He got with Anna Jay. Come on now.
So. Ooh, jeez, Orlando.
I mean, like, she's a beautiful woman, So it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, I mean, that's probably why maybe they want to keep him as a heartthrob and not as a killer. So I get it, but whatever.
Yeah. All right. Next up after that promo, we had the Kylan King and Tony Storm match. Kylan King finally getting some actual TV airtime.
Well, she's been working in NWA, and then she's been down here in CCW. I saw like a few matches. It's on YouTube, guys. If anybody wants to check it out. So
she works a lot of matches too for Thunder Rosa's promotion, Mission Pro Wrestling. I know she has a lot with them as well.
I like the fact like her and like Ellen Angels, they're not taking it personally. They know for a fact that they have to grow and continue on wrestling. That's why they're wrestling everywhere. Like, good kudos to Alan Angels that he worked Impact, and now he's at New Japan Strong Style. Kylan King, she had a match with Taya Valkyrie. She's had matches with Camille in NWA, which that's really great for her. So,
yeah, she's learning, she's growing, she's building a name for herself. Mm-hmm. Tony even brought it up, during commentary, saying that she's been doing really well for herself in the indie scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. If they want to sign her back, they could. If they wanted to, if there is a space for her. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Let me just say, like, it's unfortunate for this match. Is like we knew for a fact that Tony was going to win because it's supposed to help her because she's going to be next in line, And then hearing like some reports about what was supposed to happen, but while I digress, we should continue on and just,
Yes. So at this point, we finally get word on the big news for the night. Well, I guess second big news for the night. Next week at Dynamite, the title unification, CM Punk versus Jon Moxley to unify the titles.
I was just like, what? So so we have a couple of theories, I think a lot of us have a couple of theories. So
I got a good one.
Okay, you go first. I want to hear yours first.
Yes. So everybody that's tuning in for Bucklebomb Entertainment, telling you this is what I would do. There could be two things. First thing is, they're teasing the hell out of this man. With FTR and Wardlow teasing the hell out of it tonight with the Pinnacle.
Okay.
I really feel this was planned by design, thinking about it. So I think we're going to see Mox win. And then, not Mox win, sorry. CM Punk win. He's celebrating with the title. And then you hear the Salt of the Earth's little theme song. You see MJF. MJF challenges CM Punk to a match at All Out. And then we're going to see MJF win that title All Out. And then the Pinnacle. This is going to be controversial because right now Wardlow's getting over. FTR is really over. Could this mean possibly MJF actually turns face when he returns? If he is set to return. That's a big if because of the speculation going on with MJF. Or I think there is going to be something where it's going to be a wonky finish where both men pinfall each other, and then all of a sudden you say MJF again for my theory number 2, and then you're going to see a triple threat unification title match. And again, I still feel MJF should win the title. The reason why I'm thinking MJF is because, man, I can't say this enough. Like, for AEW to continue this trend of being red hot, All Out is one of their biggest pay-per-views, perhaps of the year. Why not have MJF win the title in CM Punk's backyard? I mean, originally I said Arthur Ashe, but that's before they announced the unification title match next week. So I was very surprised like everybody else, but I think it's clear as day right now for MJF to return. I feel this is what they're going to do. Now, Orlando, let's hear your theory. Or Sarah, do you have a theory first?
Well, me and Sarah were kind of in agreement with this. I think what we're thinking. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I mean, our theories all kind of build up relatively the same. We all feel somehow MJF is coming back during this title match. My thought initially was always that he was going to cost CM Punk the title. But
yeah. But for me,
maybe,
it's like,
I've also had thought that.
Go ahead,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say we also agreed. Little time issues there. Yeah, so I think what we were agreeing upon is just like maybe it will be like a time limit draw, because it's been almost a year since we didn't have a time limit draw, which that would make sense. And I mean, depending on if they want to have the match, continue on, on All Out, because that's smart for them to build it and then have it at All Out, so they do a time limit draw.
Interesting. I mean, it's certainly possible. I mean, they've had, 2 or 3 in the company's history anyway, so.
Yeah. Yeah, and like they haven't done it back to back in a while, so it's just like, they did it last year back to back, but this year they haven't done one in a while, so it would be smart for them to do it now. So
maybe.
Mm-hmm. Not to throw more speculation into the fire, we've seen Johnny Gargano is ready to make a comeback, and they are in Cleveland next week.
I did not think of that.
Even though he has been tied to WWE more recently,
no,
you never know.
He's not coming back. I think he's enjoying his time off. I think he's enjoying being with his kid. Like his kid now is going to be almost 1 year old, so I'm thinking he's not going to miss that yet. So I think he wants a little bit more time. He's still deciding. He's just wanting to see how the landscape is going to be, because like Triple H just took over WWE. All of his friends are still in AEW, and then Punk and Bryan Danielson and Omega just came back. I don't know. Maybe he wants to just do a show like out of nowhere. Probably for PWG. He wrestled in PWG. Why not have one match there? Maybe have a match in Impact. I mean, he did a video for Impact. I would love that. Yeah. God, come on, Impact, get into this conversation. Sorry.
Yes, I see the Scott D'Amore bubble right above you. Like,
I know.
Impact, man, they're so good right now. Especially that match tomorrow night. Oh, that 6-man. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Yeah, that what they're promoting for tomorrow. Oh, I can't wait for that.
We'll get to that. We'll get to the Impact match. Yeah. One promotion at a time.
Yes.
So the main event, we had the first match of the Trios tournament. Los Cubanos, Dragon Lee, Andrade, and Rush going up against the Young Bucks, and of course they bring back Kenny Omega.
Yes.
277 days since his last match. He didn't look terrible. He was a little sluggish in some spots, but for a man who's had 3-4 surgeries in that time span, looked pretty good.
Now, okay. Now that Kenny Omega is back and they won, are they actually going to have them face Ospreay and Aussie Open? That's all I'm thinking about right now. Because
Please.
Jeez,
because like Osprey and Omega have been going back and forth through Twitter, doing interviews, shading each other. So I'm just like, that's pay-per-view right there. Just like, oh.
The best shade from Osprey came when he used the one-winged angel in a match and took the person to kick out. It was like, oh, now two people have kicked out of the one-winged angel.
Who is the Aussies Open first match against?
It's with Death Triangle. I feel bad for them too.
There you go. Aussie Open wins. No brainer because Pac is the champion. Right
no. Not to my Lucha Bros. No.
I love Lucha Bros, man. But
yeah, they're gonna give them a good fight. But yes, I have a feeling that Osprey and Aussie Open are gonna win it. But I'm just saying that it's not that easy.
You're not wrong, no man. You're not wrong.
You know, they're doing this to all my Latinos, right, man? They just lost right here in this main event, and now they're gonna. Sorry.
But
I'm happy for Omega to be back. I mean, it's interesting what he wore. Like, was that like I don't know, like he doesn't want to show off his body yet, or maybe he still has some scars that's still healing up.
That is a
he had the compression shirt on, I think maybe to help the blood flow a little bit too.
Okay. I'm hoping he does like a good design for it, like, you know, like a good bodysuit, kind of like ring gear. I mean, it would work well for him, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, he just had black, and then of course his regular like pants, you know, colored pants, and it's just like, come on, match them up, you know.
I'm just glad he did away with that black hair, though. Oh, jeez,
I think he had to like leave it, like he can't dye it while he's like rehabbing. So,
good point.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, literally, I had chills like crazy. I mean, obviously, it was expected, but when you get all that adrenaline, for sure, when one of your big favorites come back, it's awesome. I kid you not, guys. So my mother literally called me 2 minutes after he came out, and she was like, "Should I root for him?" I'm like, you can if you want. Yes, I really highly recommend that you do.
Yeah, I mean, there are faces, even though like the Bucks are really heels, but I digress. Anyways. Okay.
I don't know what they are, man. They're worse than the Big Show turns.
Pretty much. Like
people are really... for a split minute, I was happy Don Callis was back, and then he spoke. I'm like, oh, never mind.
And then like JR said, "Are you crying over there?"
JR did good tonight. I do admit that.
Listen, you know the turn is going to come when Don Callis is going to turn on Kenny Omega. That's going to break everybody's hearts. It's going to come soon. I have a.
So who would he join though? Like who would you pair him with?
He'll find people. Don't worry. He'll find
Undisputed Elite. There you go.
I was gonna say Undisputed Elite.
Ooh, can you imagine that? Oh, that would be And
that would be good.
Yeah. So, but now like Undisputed Elite, where are they? Are they coming back? What's happening? Like,
I mean, I said this a while back. I really hope.
Wait. I think Sarah has an idea. She's like chopping at the bit.
No, go ahead.
No, we joked in the chat the other day about, Forbidden Door 2 being AEW versus WWE. Could you imagine the Don Callis and Paul Heyman promos against each other?
Oh my gosh, yes. Paul Heyman would really
Kenny Omega wouldn't mind facing Roman Reigns. Like, he wouldn't mind doing that. I mean, he says he feels like it's not going to happen. We never know. Look, a lot of things could happen. There's a new regime. Triple H could be open to it. You never know. I mean,
he's saying this. He's open to working with other companies. So
yeah.
So we shall see.
So we'll stop here the other big news at the end of the match. When the feed cut out, we see Andrade and Rush turn on Dragon Lee and unmask him. That's it.
Well, I think because I think what says like Andrade's issue is just like he doesn't like failure, so he blames the people that failed him.
Yeah.
And also, he has a thing when it comes to his own people with masks. So
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the writing's on the wall, man. I mean, I hate to say it. I hope Andrade, does go back to WWE when his contract is up next summer. I just don't think it's working in AEW, unfortunately.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we never. I mean, like, he's enjoying himself. I think he's enjoying the freedom. So we'll see. Maybe he wants to stay.
Might depend too on the contract he has with AAA as well.
Yeah, that's true too.
But don't tell that to the diehard IWC people in Orlando, because he liked the tweet, and oh my goodness. Not going there.
Listen, folks. Look, we're all wrestling fans here. Let's just enjoy everything that we're getting, okay? Look, I hope one day we'll get Andrade versus Omega 1-on-1. Hell, I would like Omega versus Roosh. That'd be a banger of a match. I mean, they touched, and it was a bit of magic there. So,
All right, 1 to 5. How do you guys rate tonight's Dynamite?
I give it a 4 out of 5. Like, it was really good. The build-ups are happening, the minor little matches, kind of affected it. But Kenny returning, the Moxley Punk promo, everything. I feel like it was a good show.
Yeah, I mean, everything from top to bottom, like I said, the way the rhythm was match to match, it built perfectly for Kenny's return to, like, the beginning of the show led you to want to watch a damn good banger pay-per-view quality type match. I'm going to give it a 4.5 out of 5. So Meltzer will be disappointed because I didn't do a 5, but whatever.
He'll give it 6 stars. Don't worry. He'll be like, 6 stars right here. 6 stars.
Dude, he will do the 7th star because of FTR. You'll see.
We'll see.
So I'm going to go 3.75 here. To me, it just felt a little too promo for me. But the 2 good matches were really good.
Yeah.
So we'll touch on some non-AEW stuff. We started to talk about the Impact this Thursday. So tomorrow we have a 6-way elimination number 1 contenders match. The winner facing Josh Alexander for the title at Bound for Glory. Eddie Edwards, Steve Maclin, Moose, Sami Callihan, Bandito, and Rich Swann. Lots of former champions. Who do you guys like to face Josh Alexander here?
So since it's going to be for Bound for Glory, I'm going to go with Steve Maclin. I think they see something in him, and I'm sorry, like, from the guy that came from NXT, I wasn't expecting him to really, be incredible in the Indies, and he's showed how incredible he was in Impact. I forgot what was the name in WWE. Steve Cutler, I think it was. Was it Steve Cutler?
Yeah.
I forgot. He really did nothing in NXT and WWE. So I'm happy that he's getting a great push in Impact. He's getting some great matches out of a lot of people. With Trey Miguel and Sami Callihan, which happened in Emergence. So good. I feel like maybe it's time for him to get that.
Yeah.
Sarah, I'm sorry. Who were the names again besides Maclin?
So we got Eddie Edwards, Steve Maclin, Moose, Sami Callihan, Bandito, and Rich Swann.
Something tells me it could perhaps be Bandito. Orlando, do you know anything? Is he signed there yet? Or is this just testing the waters?
Well, I heard that he's doing some appearances for Impact. I don't know if they're signing.
Okay.
Right now, they're having some contractual issues with their current talent. So I don't know if they're doing a lot of one-offs or just doing per appearances type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
Okay.
I think Bandito would be a great addition because he worked in Ring of Honor. I think Tony Khan wanted him for the Ring of Honor reboot, but I think maybe Bandito wanted to just work somewhere else. So
that makes sense. Then I'm going to go with Eddie Edwards.
I went through Orlando. I think it's going to be Maclin, but I could also see Sami Callihan or Moose winning it as well. I wouldn't be disappointed.
My second guess would probably be Eddie Edwards because of his promo that he did what was it, last year I think it was, or earlier this year, where he was saying to Josh Alexander about like opportunities and stuff, and he's been there, like he was like saying he's been there since day one, and he was like kind of at the heart of Impact. So I mean, it would make sense for him, So
very good point, man. And I gotta say this though, Bound for Glory, weird day this year on a Friday. I am actually.
Yeah, their pay-per-views are on Friday. I think it's the venues. I think that's the problem. I think the venues, they can't do it Saturday or Sunday. So that's unfortunate for them. So
yeah, and
I know the one they just had, Emergence. The venue got double booked, and they went with the other people instead, and they couldn't do something. They had to switch venues and the day, I believe.
But remember, but Ring of Honor did do pay-per-views on Friday, so probably they're doing that mindset because like Ring of Honor did it, so they were just like, let's capitalize on that. So probably that.
Gotcha. And for the first time ever, I actually won't watch a 10 o'clock Rampage. I'm actually going to watch Bound for Glory. So congratulations, Impact. Impact is so underrated, man. They're so damn good, man.
Oh my God, like the Emergence pay-per-view was just amazing. Like the Knockouts Championship match, that was amazing. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, the 10-man tag match, that was incredible. And a classic with Josh Alexander and Alex Shelley. I mean, just like top notch. Like it was just incredible. Like Bound for Glory, and they had Jack Evans. I hope they signed Jack Evans. He deserves like a good, decent run, and he had a great match with Speedballs. Just.
I love Mike
Bailey. Be the conversation.
I love Mike Bailey, man. He's so good.
Yeah, come on, get a better TV deal.
Besides more than just the foreign market, who, by the way, got a great deal for the foreign market today. Good for them.
I mean, no, they're doing great for their foreign market. They have a great, they have a great following in England as well as India. So happy for them for that. But they're domestic, U.S., Canada. Come on, better deal, please.
All right, so a little bit of WWE news. We got rumor over the weekend. Well, not really rumor, but confirmed. Drew had been pulled from a couple of house shows, dealing with a back injury, but still expected to go at Clash at the Castle Saturday, September 3rd. Which, by the way, I'm still trying to get used to WWE running pay-per-views on a Saturday, which is just strange, but it works for me. Being off on Sundays,
of course.
Now, we hear, okay, he's probably not going to wrestle until Clash at the Castle. And then we get a hell of a match between him and the revitalized prize fighter version of Kevin Owens.
And his promo, his promo about like, hey, his back, like I've been carrying 20 men. I was like, damn, okay, Drew.
Vince had to be turning over in his chair when he heard, we're wrestlers in a wrestling ring, so let's wrestle.
Which everybody has been saying, like everybody's been putting that headline, what Drew McIntyre said on Raw. We're wrestlers in a wrestling ring, so let's freaking wrestle. That's a lot of wrestling terms.
I mean, Hunter did say they want to go back to that wrestling. So I love that change a lot. So if that's what they want to do, please do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's just slowly. Like they're wanting the fans to embrace it, because it's like almost like catering to like the casuals that got used to the Vinceisms to kind of be like, okay, this is now what we're gonna do in WWE, So.
And Dexter Lumis continuing the stalkerish gimmick with AJ Styles, which is the best Dexter Lumis in my opinion.
Yes. And then, but of course he did send a message to Indy Hartwell, so that storyline is going to continue, but which that ties into Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. So, I mean, it's just like, they did a storyline tied to Thread. Oh my God. Can you believe that?
I really love Lumis. I mean, he's just so fun. So good for him. So, and I mean, I kind of liked what Orlando was saying. Like, Index was really, really, really fun. What they were, and yeah, we shall see how it develops over time. But curious to see how it will do. Even though I'm known for AEW news, this is the first thing that I gotta ask you guys, and I don't really, really like this. And what are your thoughts about Brandy being back in the ring? I mean, I'm sure you guys saw that report. I'm sorry, like something tells me.
Well, okay. So the report was saying that she did do a live event and she was training at the PC. Now, we don't know if she's signed yet. We don't know if she is going to return to WWE. The report only said that she just did a live event match and that she was training at the PC. So technically, she could still be a free agent. She could just needed a rep. She just wanted to have a match. If they want to sign her, they will probably confirm that she is signed. So that's all depending on if they want to do it. My suggestion, I think, no. I want her to probably go somewhere else, maybe to WoW. I think maybe she'll work well there, because it's very much character based. And I think they'll need, women that are just like character based, and she'll be a big name. Like, she has the last name Rhodes, so they'll probably bring that up in, for that place,
Okay.
I mean,
good point.
If she wants to wrestle, good for her. I mean, let her do that.
Yeah. If she doesn't want to go there, she can probably go to Impact if she wanted to. If she doesn't want to go there, there's probably other places she could go. I mean, also she's like launching like a drinking like a drink line.
Yeah,
or
she
something.
can't. It's going to be the same show pretty much. I think she had before. It was called the Shadow Brandy, but I think she has to change the name now.
Right.
Hey, I'm not much of a drinker at all, but some of the stuff she made sounds really good. So
Yeah, it was. But like, look, like to me, it's just like a lot of people are going to be very much not for Brandy. I mean, I feel bad for her. She didn't really deserve all that hate.
I don't really hate Brandy. I just
No,
don't
no,
want to
no, no.
see her
I
in the
know,
ring at all.
I know that you don't hate her. It's just like you don't like the character that she has. There's a difference. There are people that do hate her, which that's unfortunate. She hasn't really done anything to y'all, so
Good point.
So yeah. But for me, it's just like she said in this, like, what was it? I think in an interview or something. Like she was at the PC, she was going to train to be a wrestler, but because she did announcing, they didn't have her train, which is dumb. So I mean, like, could you imagine if she would have started, doing reps to wrestle? Maybe we would have probably had a different story for her if she,
Good point.
All right. So before we wrap up the show, we got 2 bits of Bucklebomb news, and I just saw something that come across my feed. I completely missed this during the main event. They did show a graphic. I know it was touched upon earlier, but no confirmation. MLB playoffs will preempt AEW Dynamite 1 week. So October 18th, it was just a Tuesday. Dynamite will be on a Tuesday that week.
Yeah, because of what was it for sports? I forgot what was it like?
ALCS, ALDS, yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay with me. Dynamite on a Tuesday, better than a Thursday or a
NXT
Saturday.
versus AEW reunited again.
So 2 bits of.
Go ahead.
So 2 bits of Bucklebomb news. Friday, we launch the Bucklebomb Patreon account. So we got 4 tiers for that. I'll go over them quickly. More details will be posted during the rest of the week. Tier 1 for just $1 monthly support. You'll get a special every month. Thank you from the team. Tier 2 will be at $2.99 a month. You get all of Tier 1, the shout out, plus access to exclusive content. Tier 3 will be $8.99 a month. All the previous benefits, plus access to a special Bucklebomb chat on Discord. And details for Tier 4 it'll be $9.49 a month. We'll get all the other additional tiers plus an extra bonus as well, which is a discount at the shop bucklebomb.com for 15% off anything you purchase, as long as you're subscribed to that tier 4 chat or tier 4 Patreon.
Yes.
Also coming out Friday is actually it's out coming out tomorrow. A new T-shirt designed from us. We always talk about supporting the indie scene, and that will be the case with this new shirt. Support independent wrestling. Let me up a picture of that shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All about supporting.
So you can see it right there. This is on the gray background. You got the ladder, the championship title held above the ladder, and it says support independent wrestling. Variety styles of shirts, hoodie, other accessories. ShopBucklebomb.com. And if you use 15 off through next Monday, you can get 15% off that shirt and everything else on our site.
Whoever came up with the design of the shirt, I like it. I really do.
Right, it is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well done, Sarah.
Yeah.
You did it again.
We're growing. Please support us. Come to our Discord. I'll be on the Discord, guys, so you can chat with me if you like. So, yes.
All right, so that'll do it for us here tonight. Orlando, Gary, you guys got anything else?
Just love pro wrestling. Support your indie wrestlers because they will probably be your future stars. And just don't be a dick. I mean, look.
Thank you.
You don't have to like everything, but just like be understanding of other people's feelings. Like Jesus, like sometimes like I ask, it's like just love pro wrestling. Just love your wrestlers, love your pro wrestling. Don't engage in something that you don't know how to continue. Just love what you love. Love pro wrestling, love AEW, love WWE, love Impact, love the Indies, love GCW, so it's a beautiful time to be a pro wrestling fan.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but guess what? You know how many people that I block on RU Elite every day? There was probably 60 today. So, I gotta love it.
Yeah. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your night.